Trump administration and President Trump, he's very gifted at sounding off against his enemies. It's what he's very good at, okay? To put the most flattering spin on it, the president of the United States finds enemies and he hits them. He doesn't always hit them in the most appropriate way. In fact, I think he hits them in some pretty morally egregious ways. He will say things that are not true about them, but he's very good at putting his opponents in a box. Right? He hits and he hits and he hits until they are down in the corner whimpering. That's what he did in the 2016 election cycle during the primaries. That's what he did during the general with Hillary Clinton. It is not enough to make your opponent look like the villain. You have to look like the hero. Okay? In politics, if you want to get young people particularly to vote for you, it can't just be you saying the other guy is bad. It has to be you saying the other guy is bad, and this is why he's bad, and this is why I'm good. Right? You actually need to make an affirmative case for yourself. Trump never makes an affirmative case for the administration. Instead, he only makes negative cases. The problem is now he looks like a villain attacking other villains. And young people have this sort of faux cynicism about politics where everyone's a bad guy except Bernie Sanders. Everyone's a bad guy except Rand Paul, right? Whoever is the most kind of out-of-the-box candidate who is perceived to be pure as the driven snow, those are the candidates that young people like. And that's because they perceive them as the heroes of these particular morality plays. Everyone who votes sees politics as a morality play. Even people who are 60 who voted for Trump in the last election cycle see politics as a morality play. They just see it as a deeply immoral morality play in which Hillary Clinton is the devil and Trump is the devil you know in order to defeat the devil you don't. I think that was the majority of people who voted in the last election cycle. The people who love Trump were able to somehow fit Trump into the hero box, which I don't understand how you could do that in the last election cycle. Maybe it was just because he was hitting Hillary Clinton. That alone gave him the title hero as opposed to sort of anti-hero. In any case, what Trump needs to do, if he wishes to win the 10 million additional votes that he's going to need between now and the next election cycle to win re-election, is he needs to show people that he is not just anti-media, but that he is pro-truth. He needs to show people that he is not just anti-radical Islam, but that he is pro-truth about Islam. He needs to show people that he is not just anti-big government, but that he is pro a limited government view of the future. Right? That's what President Trump needs to do. And if he won't do it, then the vice president needs to do it. And if the vice president won't do it, then other members of the administration need to do it. The bottom line is that you cannot constantly project your most nasty negative face and hope that you're going to win over young people who are idealistic enough that they will just stay home or vote third party. Right? This holds true for the other side, too. Hillary Clinton thought that she could win just by bashing Trump. It didn't work. Young people did not show up to vote for Hillary Clinton because Hillary said, I'm not Trump, and young people said, we don't care. Okay, the same thing is true for Trump. If he wants to win over people who are under the age of 50, then he's going to have to actually start making an affirmative case for himself. Unfortunately, he's uncomfortable doing that, I think. He's uncomfortable sort of putting himself out there because it does take a little bit of vulnerability to put out your own views. It takes a little bit of vulnerability not to play the villain, but to try and be sincere about the views that you hold. You know, when you go out there, I know because I speak on a regular basis. When I go out there and I attack, when you're on attack, there's very little vulnerability. When you're on the offensive, you're not very vulnerable because the other person is on the defensive. But when you put out your own viewpoint, when you put out your deeply held beliefs and you subject those to attack and assault, that takes some real strength. It's harder to do. And I think that it's also what wins you the most points in the end. If you can do both, if you can attack where it's necessary to attack, and you can prop up a vision, build a vision for the country at the same time, that's how you win. That's what Ronald Reagan did. I think in his first term, that's what George W. Bush did. Donald Trump needs to do that. Donald Trump is not doing that right now. And I'm going to explain what he did wrong yesterday on Twitter and how it's going to blow back. I know there are a bunch of people who are saying it's genius, genius, MAGA, MAGA, genius. It was not. I will explain in just a second. But first, you're going to have to go over to dailywire.com and subscribe. For $9.99 a month, you can get a subscription to dailywire.com. When you do, you get the rest of my show live on video. You get the rest of Michael Knowles' show live on video. You get the rest of Andrew Klavan's show live on video. You're part of my mailbag tomorrow. We'll answer live questions, yes, about pudding, but also about other topics over in the live mailbag if you subscribe. So make sure you go over and do that. For the annual subscription, $99 a year, cheaper than the monthly subscription, you also get this, the very finest in all beverage vessels, the leftist tears, hot or cold, Daily Wire tumbler, world famous, often imitated, never duplicated. Go check it out right now. Plus, you'll get discounts at the Shapiro store, which is shortly to be unleashed upon the world. And we have all sorts of fun things that are coming, fun, cheeky things that are coming. So that will be quite wonderful. Also, if you just want to listen later, iTunes, SoundCloud, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have lots of cool video content coming out for the holidays. So check that out. And we are the largest, fastest growing conservative podcast in the nation.